So this is going to be my first time back on YouTube in a little while. I wanted to pick a simple video to hop back on, help somebody out if they're first starting out in kind of their creative journey. Maybe you have some skills in photography or videography and you're wanting to think about maybe trying it out as a business for the first time. What are the steps you need to take to get that first paying client in the door? You're starting from ground zero. You may have a lack of experience. You might not have a portfolio. You're a little bit unaware of where to start, maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome. What do I need to do to get that first client in the door? I've been doing freelance photography and videography for the last 6 years, and next year I'm going to be working on building up my own agency, building up a team that helps out businesses with their creative marketing. I was thinking, and if I just started out in the creative field, what would I do to go get my first paying client now? I wanted to create this as just kind of a simple blueprint or framework that you could use to go get your first client so that you don't have to wonder what you should be doing. I'm going to run over 3 different strategies that I would do if I was first starting out again, and a few thoughts you want to keep in mind when you're first starting out. First and foremost, you want to identify what type of company do you want to work with. Do you want to work with product brands, direct consumer? Do you want to do weddings? Do you want to try to jump into the event space? Do you want to jump into cars? Anything that piques your interest. Kind of identify what type of industry you'd want to work in. Just temporarily, it doesn't have to be forever, but just what do you want to find work in first? Once you've identified who you want to try to work with, and this could be a few different industries, you're going to brainstorm around what type of videos could help that specific industry. This is where ChatGPT comes in handy. You can use it to figure out what type of video formats would be helpful for that type of industry. It's most likely that your first client is going to be somebody you already know. And so what I would do first and foremost is reach out to people that I already know. And I wouldn't ask them directly if they need help with their video. I'd reach out to them and ask them if they know anybody that needs help in this industry. Let's say you want to target small businesses. You can reach out to somebody you know and ask if they know any small business owners that would need help creating video content. The reason why you want to ask somebody if they know somebody they can connect you with rather than asking them directly is because, one, you're technically asking 2 people. You're letting the person know that you're interested in finding work in this industry, and if they are in that work, they'll volunteer themselves, but also you already have a mutual connection between that one friend, which will increase the likelihood that they would want to work with you. So first things first, think of the people you already know. Ask them if they know anybody that is looking for video or photo work. The second way I would go out and find my first client is going into industry businesses that I want to try to work with and asking if I can create something for them for free. Once you've taken on a few projects for free and you've started building up some portfolio work, you're going to take that asset and then start going to businesses in the same industry and say, hey, look what I created for this company. Would you be interested in working together? And that's where you can charge. It's unlikely that the company you did work for free is going to come around and start paying you to do that work. That does happen, but not super often. But what you're going to do is take that content that you made for them, take that into similar businesses inside that industry and seeing if they're interested in working with you. This way, you'll be able to get some real on-the-ground experience and start building up your portfolio at the same time, which will dramatically help you in the process of getting a new client. This is a very straightforward and simple approach, but it does require putting in some effort up front, putting in some work. But that is the name of the game when you're starting your own creative business. Third and final way I would go about trying to get my first client, I'd actually reach out to other creatives, videographers, and photographers that are already established in doing what you want to do. I'd reach out to them and ask if you could help out on a shoot. Just carry bags, be a production assistant, whatever it looks like. For one, this will help build up your experience in the industry. Also, building your connection and network of different creators will oftentimes lead to future work. I've got a lot of friends in the creative industry, and I'll hire out some of my creative friends if I need help on a job, and they'll do the same to me, and we're very collaborative in that exchange. It's often a great thing to have a lot of friends in the same industry as you because there's so much work to go around, and we can all be really collaborative and grow together. Okay, so what's next? Let's say you took a month, you started doing those 3 things, you started reaching out to people, you started getting to know other creatives, you started doing some portfolio building free work for companies. Let's say someone comes along and they want to hire you to do work. How do you know what to charge? How do you get that process going? There's a couple ways to do this, but just to keep it as simple as possible, I'd honestly just recommend coming up with a number that you feel comfortable your work is worth. So you're first starting out, you're getting experience, things like that. So a video or a photo shoot might cost $300. And then from there, once you can get hired for $300, you go up a little bit for the next conversation you have. Maybe you go $300 to $500. And as your experience grows and as your reputation grows, so can your budget. A good rule of thumb in this framework, if you get paid a certain amount by 3 clients, that pretty much can tell you that you can increase your rate and then start finding new clients at a higher budget. And then from there, you can start diving into other models of pricing, but we just want to keep it really simple just to get the first client in the door. A few final things I'd recommend for you to find your first client is, one, just be super honest where you're at. Don't try to act like you know more than you do. Just be real. Say you're just starting out in the creative business and you're just looking to try to find work. People want to help out. And if you're just real where you're at, people will want to help you with that. It also allows people to trust you more, which is really good in the long run. If you do get hired by somebody, or even if you're doing free work for somebody, treat them like they're paying you 100 grand. The thing that will make you stand out in this industry is how well you take care of people. Sure, your work needs to be really good, but what makes people stick around is you doing good work, showing up on time, delivering on time, but also clients stick around because they like working with you. Make sure you really focus on that, especially when you're first starting out. So if I was just first starting out, these are the steps I would use to try to find my first paying client and then go from there. Let me know if you have any questions about this topic in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.